Okay, so you might be hearing chickens or dogs or constructions because this is Thailand and this is, I guess, the sounds of Thailand. So this video is a little bit of a personal one. It's not about web design. It's about me and my family moving to Thailand. Just to give you a little bit of context, I like to personally share my story and my journey as a designer as I'm building my company. And so I want to share what's going on in my life right now. Some of you who have seen maybe last year's yearly kind of like my recap of the year know that my family has had a huge personal tragedy in Israel during the October 7th attack, and we've suffered a huge loss. And that made it very difficult for us, especially my wife, obviously, who lost her family, to get back into quote unquote normal life. And so we were looking for a way to restart our life in some way. And then randomly, a couple friend of ours told us that they're moving to Thailand and told us about their dream of building a house here. And my wife, who always had a dream of being an architect and interior designer and building the house of her dream, kind of used that as an opportunity to say, hey, maybe we can use that. Maybe we can join them and also build the house of our dreams. And this project of building a house somewhere else is going to be kind of like I don't know if therapeutic, but kind of like a project to distract me from all of the grieving and everything that's going on in our life right now. And personally, we've been going to Thailand, specifically to the island of Koh Phangan, almost every year for the last few years. So we love this place. We love the culture. We love the food. We like the weather. We like the beaches. We like everything. So when our friends told us they're moving, it made it easier for us to say, hey, let's go and let's do it together. Maybe build a house together. We'll make everything easier when you're doing it with somebody else and not just doing it on your own. So that was kind of like the trigger. And we've been thinking and planning and working on this for the past few months, over 6 months. We've been doing all of the plan and processing. Now, logistically, Thailand has just released a new digital nomad visa, which is called DTV visa, which is quite, if you're a freelancer, it's very easy to get. We basically went to the embassy, showed them our business, and basically within 3 days, we had a visa to stay here for 5 years. So that made it really easy for us to move. Now, for me personally, initially I had a resistance towards moving because although the situation in Israel right now is very, very difficult, it's still where all of my friends are. It still is where my family is. And I love the life that I have there, right? We had a great house. I had a great office, my bicycle, riding to the office. So I loved my life there. So initially, although it sounds very cool, hey, let's move to Thailand and all of that, I had a kind of like a resistance towards the idea of just ripping our lives apart and just moving. But after thinking about this and, knowing that I do want to support my wife, and that's probably the right thing for our family right now, I've kind of like managed to switch my mindset and just say, hey, just go out of your comfort zone. I'm very person of routine. So I like having the same day over and over again if I've created a nice routine for myself that I like. So just get out. I mean, yeah, I can keep doing this. I can keep writing to my office and keep working like this 5-10 more years, but wouldn't that maybe be boring? So maybe I need to get out of my comfort zone and try something completely different. So I've managed to, it took me a little bit of a few weeks or maybe even a month to kind of make this mental switch, and be able to kind of like be happy and excited about the move. But once I did that, over the last few months, I have been pretty excited about moving here. So some of the technical details about that people were asking me on social media. So I started posting stories on Instagram again after I haven't been active for like 2-3 years. I came back to posting stories, and now people are asking me questions. Some of them are about the kids. Where do we put the kids? We put them in an international school. They, by the way, so far they didn't know English. So now they're speaking in English. So it's going to be probably like a challenging move for them to learn in a new language and adapt to a new environment. They are 7 and 10, our kids. So I do expect, now this is the first week of them in school, so I can already see there's going to be a challenging times ahead. But basically the school looks very nice. It's very, very different. Obviously an international school on a small island in Thailand than what we're used to back home. So that's kids and a house. We've rented like a super nice house. I do want to say though, that where we are living right now in Koh Phangan in Thailand is definitely not cheap. Like life is cheap as in it's very cheap to eat outside. It's very cheap to buy things on the street, but real estate like rent is very high just because there's a lot of demand. Everybody now with the digital nomad visa, everybody wants to come and work from this beautiful place, this paradise. So the house, and there's not enough houses like for families. So the housing is actually quite expensive. I think we pay for our house a little bit, around $3,000 a month, which is not cheap, I would say, but it's a really nice villa with a pool villa and a really nice setup that we've got here. So that's around the technicalities of moving here. Again, we didn't move here to save money, but just to improve the quality of our lifestyle. And specifically here, there's also a very big community of people from Israel, so the kids can find friends. So that makes things easier for us. I think community is definitely something super, super important that I was concerned about. And that without it, I think this can be even harder. But I do realize now that we've left and I've got so many of my friends back home, we're like, I wish we could also make this move. First time ever after teaching people, how to work remotely and make money online, that I actually realize myself the value of being able to pick up my things and work from wherever I want, and how lucky we are to be able to do that. And that a lot of my friends, unfortunately, even though they have great jobs and they're making good money, aren't able to just pick things up and leave. So it's a very big privilege, I guess, to run your own business and be able to manage your life the way that you want them. So this is this update. I will share more in the end of year recap and how things are going. I did pick up an office so that I have home set up and have an office at a co-working space. So I do hope to keep productivity and keep working and producing great videos and great courses for Flux. So stay tuned and follow on Instagram if you want to see the behind the scenes stories and that kind of thing. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace out.